And then...
By her gifts,
Ah!
hast thou earned a moment's reprieve.
Ghost Grandpa, I kicked your ass.
Speak, mortal, and I shall listen.
It's a little late for that, don't you think? Are you gonna start a war?
By a star.
Nerf, nerf, nerf.
My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn.
That's not very cool of you.
Sons must answer for their father's misdeed.
But here's the thing, though. No.
We do not forget. We do not forgive.
That's a fallacy. Like that girl that hangs out in the bar.
Children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution.
Babies? The things... Oh, fallacy. I get it.
I rise
That was a stretch.
in the chorus.
Consider, please. Nuh-uh.
Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end.
Now, come on, Crux. Would you say that in front of Grandpa? He would be very upset. Ah!
Trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen.
That's what I meant.
Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent.
All I can think of is the myth of consent. That's that fucking Jesus meme. Is there someone you forgot to ask? And it's Midgard Stormer.
Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
Okay, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't. I mean, more than you already did. Ow! What was that you just said about not harming me? Oh, can people stop shooting me with energy beams? That would be great. Oh, what now? Crystal Dimension. My Mind Palace. Crystals? What is this, Final Fantasy? Uh-oh. Oh, he's tripping out. No! My crystals! We sort of get away from crystals, like, later. Like these crystals specifically. Do I have them on my person? Or are they... like, a metaphor? Like, oh boy. Now I'm in the Black Void. Cool shot, though. Oh, come on. Stay out of my Mind Palace.
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker.
Oathbreaker. Isn't that the paladin thing?
Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine.
Is it the same voice as Louisoix?
I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing.
Okay, can you not?
Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more.
What the fuck is that? Elden Ring sequel. I mean, he likes money, and he likes making those games, so... I hope.
The covenant binds me to thee.
Baby Grandpa!
I shall watch,
Oh, come on.
listen, and wait.
So now I got Baby Grandpa.
Struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp.
And his plosives are bad like mine. Sorry, anyone who listens to this on headphones.
I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life.
Here's the thing, I don't think that's good for us.
When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice.
Penitent man. The penitent.
The dragon song heraldeth a beginning and an end.
Talk faster and louder. Now I have Baby Grandpa. Graf's like, I've had enough of this bullshit. You may summon Midgard Sword by selecting the corresponding entry within your minion guide under character in the main menu. Oh, they don't give you an item. That's interesting. You know what? Let's, where is he? Oh man, I'm wasting so much time. There's so many minions. Why is there not a search function? Yeah, I think you used to get an item that you had to use. Oh my god, where is he? Did I miss him? Could there be more? Could there be more? There he is. All right. We'll have him accompany us. Hey, Doman guy.
I was beginning to fear the worst. But those explosions I saw. Ah, but you shouldn't waste time talking with me. Arvino left a message stating that you were to return to the Rising Stones at once.
Okay. I guess I'll return to the Rising Stones. Boop, boop, boop. Be ready to join PF. I'm probably gonna just put it up when the trial becomes available. So if you're interested, I might wait like 5 minutes for people to fill in. Touchdown. Durandal, you're the best. Hey, Lucy is still hanging around. Is that old man here yet? I want to know when he shows up. Man, I'm tired of working for Alfie.
Praise the 12 that you are hale and whole.
Yeah?
I came as soon as Minfilia informed me of Sir Emeric's request. You have completed your investigation into the Keeper of the Lake, I take it? Then I would hear your report.
I don't like him ordering me around.
You conversed with Midgard Sorma? I swear, were anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it with considerable skepticism. Are we to understand that the Worm Lord did not perish, but has in sooth lain dormant these past 15 years?
Less a resurrection and more a rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments.
Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Clearly, an attack is imminent. We must share this information with Sir Emmerich immediately. However, we dare not divulge your conversation with Midgard Sorma in its entirety. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of a Dravanian is a grave and necessary risk. Lest we forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as much. For your own protection, and for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room.
But wait, Dravanian? Like, Dravania is a region. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, you're a little late. I'm sorry. It said something. It said Paper Mario. It's 14. As for how we present our revelation to Sir Emmerich's emissary, you may leave that to me. But I remain here for now. Bye, Alfie, you haughty little shit. Minfilia, what are we gonna do?
Is there something you're not telling us, Graf? You seem different somehow. It's almost as if you're missing something. Is there something important?
Oh, like, I would assume that. But I guess they wouldn't know that Midgard Sormer isn't from Dravania. I mean, I guess that's like real late game spoilers, but it's like knowing what I know now, calling them Dravanians, because people live in Dravania. I guess, like, people live in Tailfeather. They live in, they lived on Somal until the Calamity. So, like, my understanding is those people would also be technically Dravanians because they live in Dravania, but saying it like they're a race is weird. I don't know. It hits my ear in a way that makes me think something else. Oh, yeah. But, like, the people that were born and raised in Tailfeather and are, like, hunters out there are technically Dravanians because they live in Dravania. Anyway.
You seem different somehow. It's almost as if you are missing something. Something important.
Yeah, my Crystal Mom blessing's gone.
12.
Oh, look at her fucking face.
12 for Fend. Midgard's almost stripped you of the blessing of light. Are you alright? How do you feel?
Like, I'm gonna throw up. But I'm okay. I have a tummy ache, but I'm being super brave about it.
I see. It is a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. It beggars belief that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Midgard Sorma made mention of a covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silvertear Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Althik and Nemea, brother Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgard Sorma ever watch over the source, from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder, what if this was the covenant of which he spoke, and 'twas not the gods with whom he treated, but Heidelin herself? So, in an opening cutscene in some kind of a cutscene in 1.0, when the Agrius falls and Midgard Sormer curls around it and all that shit, they show the Battle of Silvertear Skies, all the primals shoot out of the lake. Like Garuda and Titan and Ifrit all erupt out of Silvertear, like the center of Silvertear Lake. And there's some debate on whether or not that is still canon.
Because obviously they didn't fucking know where the story was going to go. I mean, they barely knew where it was going to go once they started writing Shadowbringers. So, Hydaelyn herself. I hope I read that.
Well, if he is watching over you as he claimed, mayhap you will have an opportunity to ask. Let us keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly.
Off she goes. Baby grandpa. Gasp.
Art thou a pawn, or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal?
I don't know if it's... I think it was meant to be literal, Ryan. Like, they meant for it to be like... It was... Because she just said it was the font of, like, where all magic came from. So I think it was meant to literally be the primals, like, cracking out of the earth. But, like I said, yeah, I don't know what the canon of that is right now. And there's a reference to it in the end of 6.0. Like, the phrasing of that scene. But we'll get there. Off we go. Baby Grandpa sassed me. Who's got sassed by Baby Grandpa? What's going on over here?
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Worm Lord and lived to tell the tale. I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness.
Gladness?
Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other.
There's two? In Eorzea? So there's Midgard's armor and Bahamut? What's the other great worm in Eorzea?
The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Probably not.
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different.
You seem very confident, Lucia.
And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
Adorena's gonna be so jealous that Emmerich thinks I'm way cool. I use her armor for Paladin, basically. It's like a diet, but it's the same set. Same chess piece.
Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
Because you have half a brain, and also you know that there's gonna be an expansion. The expansion's already been announced, and that this is the last patch before the expansion. Alfie, are you reading the script? What's that over there? Is that the script? The Ishgardians have warred with the Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Midgard Sormer who roared. A call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Till such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance, and pray that our fears are unfounded. Okay. Ether on demand! Alfie has a message from Mumbrida for the Scions. Ere I forget, I believe Mumbrida has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Pray inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment.
I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. I got some marble mouth. Amen, burrito. All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head to the Solar, shall we? Oh, Burrito, you're so fucking cool. I hope nothing bad ever happens to you. What a hero. Moon. I'm here. Nice of you guys to join us.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Yeah, please don't. All right.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know.
Another PowerPoint?
Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void.
Yeah, the dimensional interstice. But... okay.
Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether.
Must needs.
However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
What are her boots? Her boots fucking rule.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Wait, didn't we already think of this?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods?
Well, excuse me. It was last patch, you know. That was over like 6 months ago.
Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not fall.
Oh, fuck you, Paparimo.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they?
Shut up.
While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
It's true.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer.
Reckon?
If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And
sauce.
the only viable source is the land.
Land sauce. Look at that fucking... what is it? PBR material?
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Oh. Well, let's not do that then.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land?
They are doing that.
Why? I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say?
I'd say that's bullshit.
If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea.
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
Okay.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing.
No one needs your blessing, Minfilia.
Tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out.
Look at that thing. Look at that fucking Amano shit.
Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether.
Hey, Noriko.
Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Oh, Alfie.
Has something happened?
Killing me.
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum.
Oh, great.
During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength.
We sure killed a lot of guys. Like, isn't in a fucking smoking crater? Like, the facilities were severely damaged, but like, we were fighting Ultima Weapon on that fucking ring of fire that the elevator turned into. Like, after Ultima went off, like that explosion was huge, and it like knocked guys out of the sky, like airships. I don't know how they would be able to like salvage any of that shit. It was like completely ruined.
Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant.
I bet they do.
Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals.
The rule of cool. Inveigle. That's the only time I've heard that word outside of one song from 2DX. Little Princess. That seems like you looked at a thesaurus and that's the only reason that word was in your vocabulary. Comma, Koji Fox.
Well then, consider me inveigled.
Oh my god.
I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect. So the Garleans have to go.
So let's go fuck them up again.
We can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Arceans will next appear.
She wants Oriange to beat around her bush. Cha-cha-cha.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Don't worry, I won't.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you.
I could.
Pray, join
but I'm not
us
being asked.
and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalimo shall accompany you.
What? Why me? Why do I have to go on this Fucking stupid mission. I mean, okay.
And Yashtola, in the meantime, I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Gallian threat has been eliminated.
Okay.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
It doesn't, Urianger.
Thank you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you're able. Go well, and be safe.
Okay. I mean, I'll try, but no guarantees. Inveigle. Yeah, Papalimo's like in his 30s. If I recall. Papalimo's like 35. He's not that old, but he's older than the majority of the group. It would seem that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Yeah. Though I wish it were otherwise. Though I wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The Fourth have already deployed to the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilfred will brief you on the developing situation. Oh, Wilfred? That guy's cool. I think they abandoned that. I think they abandoned the variable lifespans things. I remember like there being some quip somewhere about Ellison having longer lifespans, but I can find like no evidence in the canon of that. So I think that they originally thought about it, but that it's not really a thing anymore. I would have to look into it more. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at our headquarters in Uldar. I should take command of our forces, there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support the front lines. I'm always going to support the front lines, Alphino. Your duties are to take... Oh my god, I don't remember his voice. It was like gay. It was super gay. Your duties take you to northern Thanalan, do they not? Yeah. We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Flamine travels to Uldar, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I shall contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled by dragons. We need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. Yeah, the Viera are the only ones I can think of. But I meant the core races. Like, I think even the Aura are this, like, normal human lifespan. The Viera are the outlier. But that's because they had, like, pre-existing canon from 12, so, eh. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a unified front, or we shall fall. Ah, how extraordinary that my little Acilia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might now stand at her side, not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections, but I fear that Uldar has become a place of danger even for one so familiar with her streets. Woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your direction, milady. Oh! Oh! I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way, then? Okay. Huzzah! Bye! See you later, fuckers! You gotta do a... Oh, I didn't do a bow. I love the big over-the-top Ellison bow. That would be like a fun tier maker to do of... Yeah. Sid is not that old. He just has the white hair. Speak with Wilred at the cerulean processing plant. Take the lift to the flat, eating some chips. Cid has the problem, too, where traditionally Cids are pretty old. Like, a lot of the time Cid is in, like, his 40s or 50s in these games. Or even older. So, the fact that he has, like, white hair and, like, a big beard, is, like, sort of, like, misleading if you're experienced with the series. Wilred, you're cool. I like Wilred. Commander Olivia sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amalja. Returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling for Abraham's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Gallians could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with the Lieutenant Edelstein, that we might coordinate our counter-strategy. Okay. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. That kid's a good egg. Oh, they just teleport me right here? How strange. Hey, Edelstein.
Captain Ironchest, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. Those boxes contain powerful explosive devices. Devices of Imperial design, no less. By my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak. Though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial Army. I would once again ask for your aid.
Well, Sin, yeah, in FF7, he's like 32. No, they didn't, they didn't, make Sid younger, but he was always like, I think he was always like between 32 and 35. All the characters in 16 have canonical ages. And I think Sidolphus is like 43? Like I looked it up and he's like in his 40s. Or maybe early 50s? I think he's probably in his mid to late 40s. Either on demand complete. Edelstein, on the counteroffensive. Lieutenant Edelstein wishes to share a report with you concerning the Garleans' movements. Yeah. I think Mid's supposed to be like 16.
We've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison and would seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field and meet this assault head-on. I have apprised your fellow scions of the situation, and am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Eliane, and lend your much welcome strength to the counteroffensive.
Hey, Eliane, I like her. She's fucking legit. Is she in this house? Well, she better not be in that fucking house. Okay, there she is. Man, the blue uniforms were fucking stylish as hell. Oh yeah, Moonbrita has her fucking axe. The dual Haken. Which you can get. That's one of the Amano-inspired weapons that you get from, like, the Primal Quests. In Mordota. Like, the Extreme Primals. Like, token weapons. I definitely recommend, if you haven't, to take a look at those, because they're all fucking rad. They're fucking rad as hell. They're so cool.
Glad to have you with us, Graf. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Guardians have deployed a small force from Castra Meridianum.
The main column assembles near the north, to the north near Dolomon's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. Hey, it's Ilberd. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid in the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men.
Captain Ilberd.
Salute. Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bid you and your fellows come lend a hand to the braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the Fourth should have little trouble contending with aught the Guardians might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless holed up in Uldar, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack.
The reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls.
It would be best to avoid staging battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take this fight to the Guardians.
A wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the Fourth and give battle to this main column.
You're with the Third then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yu Hase.
Ugh, that guy?
The scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now.
Goodbye.
Pepalimo's outfit always looks wet. Hunter Scholar. Birkenrod.
I'm happy to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are wont to pave the road for greater coin. Now, this detached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground. And make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you to your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. This will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion.
Fuck this guy. I don't like you. You little shit ass. Get on board the Bokacho. Come on, Durandal. Let's find the fart gas of conflict. There it is. Hey, fuckers! Get fucked. More conflict gas. Nailed it. Okay. Report to you, Hase. They call it Raubon's push, but after watching Venture Brothers, I can only think of like someone saying like push. I have to go take a push as like taking a dump. Yeah, usually that's usually the sign that's ready to go. I guess there's like soft canon that the map indications and the AoEs are things that you get from having the Echo. And in the fight that you do during there's like an instance battle that you do where you have Tataru with you. in what's that side? What's that quest called? The Stormblood trial series. Where the Four Lords trial series, where Tataru can't see the AoE markers because she doesn't have the echo. So she's like running into AoEs and like screaming and running all around and like can't do anything. It's like, how do you know everything's gonna land? Like, because I'm the fucking warrior of light. But then you have characters now, like in the trust stuff, where that's like a little less relevant because you've got characters in trust dungeons that follow mechanics. So I always felt in Stormblood, before trust and duty support were a thing, that was like a cute little nod to it being something that your character had, that your character could do. I don't know. You seem grim, Zion. I take that to mean that between us, more than a few Guardians would be making it back to the castrum. Or their families. These Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another of those Magitech horrors. It is time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the 4th and let Lieutenant Elian know the west is now clear. I would appreciate it if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Ah, fuck this guy. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I've certainly fucking died plenty of times in instances. I'm not immune. Watch any footage from my stream of me cleaving raids and shit. Oh, his fit looks fucking slick. Look at that.
Captain Ironchest, what news of the Guardians?
I killed a lot of them.
The raiding parties are no more, then? Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you for your assistance.
Da-da-da. An uninvited Asian. I'm sorry. It might happen again. Shut up. You guys are so mean. Oh man, that Shiva fight is on YouTube forever. Great. Lieutenant Edelstein appears to be concerned for Mrunbrida's well-being.
You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Elian has reported a sound victory over the main column and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attention to other duties. All but one, that is, the Rogadin lady with a large axe. It would appear she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but Northern Thanalan is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check in on her before you continue on your way.
Ba 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 ba. This is a pretty juicy patch. And this is with all the crap cut down. Can't believe it. Can't fucking believe it. Okay. Not looking at the screen. Oh, fucking Arimons. Hey, Mrunbrida. What are you doing? Oh.
I won't be a second.
I like that there's just a dead basilisk there. Just as an illustration.
The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe.
What a badass.
I know. As Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it?
Interesting.
Aye, that ought to do it.
Well, that's not my interpretation, but that's totally feasible, I guess.
So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting.
Okay.
Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed?
Kinda.
The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether. Which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade.
I don't have Crystal Mom's shit anymore.
I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
Cool. Thank you. The fuck was that?
Senses me. A useful talent.
Oh, fuck you, Nibbles. Nibbles, you're the worst.
An Asian. Are they onto us?
He's a fucking jobber.
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan, keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth, meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath.
Literally. And their grandpa.
Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light.
Wait.
I am Nabriales.
Can she literally not understand him?
And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Get him!
Oh, bugger.
Oh, shit.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense.
I did, but it still wasn't cool.
But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light.
Uh-oh. He's on to me. Shit.
Oh, dear. Could it be that frail Hydelin has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken.
Wait. Are you saying that you drank a bunch of beer and then you took a piss?
Now is the time to claim the staff.
That was weak. Staff?
With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What are you, the fucking monarch? I shall rise above them all. Skeletor?
What did that bastard want with us?
I don't know. I haven't never seen him before.
He calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet, unconscious. But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff.
How come we've never gotten like a Tupsimati replica?
Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Like, it feels like... Oh! That would be great! That would be super cool, like, having it be like the scythe. That you can get Edda's scythe on, like, the cash shop. Have it be, like, a white mage weapon and a black mage weapon, and then have it be a red mage weapon, where when you use it as a red mage... Hey, Aggro Will. Like, you use the stick part as the fencing sword, but it all breaks apart into the fragments, and the orb on the end is like the head of it. Shit, that'd be awesome. They'll never do that. Uh-oh. You're here! Yeah, I am. Master Louis Suar's staff is kept in the solar, isn't it? Quickly now! Alright, let's go! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Let's get there! Oh, it's fucking gone! God damn it!
You too.
That part. Like it's whole when it's sheathed, but that part turns into the floating, like, red mage weapon part. But, I mean, if it's a replica, my point being that it would be like a cash shop item that you could buy as, like, a replica. It wouldn't have the same powers. It'd be a glamour item.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
Shut up!
What do you mean?
Entry?
You truly do not know?
Poor one, Brita.
Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you.
She's like, can everyone understand him but me?
The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain.
But yeah, that's my point. Is it would just be a glamour item. Like a cool glam item that you could use. Literally, I don't want it to have function. I just want it to look cool.
My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on.
Being of this world. Interesting.
But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
I mean, I could want it. I know they're not going to do it, but I can still want it. I can still think that would be cool.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
It was Nabrialis that did it?
You will not harm her!
Get in there! Oh! Ooh! Oh no!
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
Oh, Jesus.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
F's in the chat.
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power.
With the mark of Thaliac on it.
Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Suar was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals?
What? His fucking nasally voice is so Skeletor.
Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
I mean, not unless you told them.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Okay, bam! Pow, sucker.
insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Oh no, she's gonna get Princess Daphne kidnapped. Ah, space hole! What is this, written by Alex Kurtzman? They do, like, worship the darkness.
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
Quickly? But I need to gather my party before venturing forth!